Said what stands out to her the most about Sydney is her confidence is through the roof.
And Tim Green, Angelica Suffren, RJ Johnson are officials. And they have been on the road. Natasha Cloud, fresh off the career high 35, tried to find Sydney Taylor in the corner. This will stick with the Sky.
That's a different look. I haven't seen this kind of action from Chicago this season. I like it. I call it an and definitely Tasha Cloud trying to get Sydney Taylor in the corner.
They're looking for Sydney early in this matchup. Returned on Tuesday against New York, so they go to Cardoso. Another common theme this season for the Sky, going to Cardoso nice and early. Well,
it's just a tried and true method. When in doubt, just go inside to 6'7".
Kia Stokes, another player who didn't play in the last matchup between these two teams. Cecilia Zandalicini around and out from three that time. And shoot it with the best of them. Outlet feed up to Taylor. If you've been watching the Sky this year, you know Sydney Taylor can leak out and get behind the defense. Cloud was looking for 30% of Natasha Cloud's assists this season have come to Sydney Taylor. Golden State off-ball movement is so pretty with this group offensively. Gabby Williams rocking to the rim. They'll whip it around. Zandalicini, 4 to shoot. Burton, the Northwestern alum, back in Chicago. Floater, couldn't quite get the roll. Hauled in by Stevens, and here's that pace for the Sky again. Cloud bursting out of the gates. Vandersloot's three. Shimmy's a track meet.
Chicago's threes are going to come in transition, Jason. That's when they're at their best. That's when they get those nice, clean looks from behind the arc. On the up, but it's going to come in the quarter court.
Looking for Cardoso again. Burton came over to help, and that help resulted in a tough shot.
Well, that help actually resulted in a lot of contact from Burton, but that might happen tonight. Camila Cardoso is going to have to go off of 2 feet and finish through the contact tonight.
Burton got in the paint, worked on that kind of short-range floater in the pregame today.
Both offensive possessions for Golden State. Chicago's been really reactive. You see them in scramble mode.
This Valkyries team rotates the basketball so unselfishly on offense. And the scoring is so spread out diversely through this roster. Been the theme throughout the season. Zandalicini struggled last game against Minnesota. She'll step it back here. Came up short. Looks like Stevens got a piece of that.
That's an excellent matchup because you have length on length. That's why Zandalicini is so effective, because she's tall. She has such a high release.
Vandersloot couldn't finish there. Taylor gets hit with the foul. To your point, Shim, would you like to see Azurá Stevens, who's a versatile defender for Chicago, matching up with a Zandalicini or maybe a Salon when she checks in?
I love that matchup. Advantage of Courtney Williams' size deficit a few possessions.
And to your point, she took advantage of that in the last matchup against Chicago, was cooking on that post fade as Williams glides to the rim.
Turnover for Golden State.
You stayed ready over here, Shim, getting the monitors squared away in your defensive stance.
And was talking
simultaneously. We got to give you all your credit.
I too am a 3-level player.
Zandalicini got her own rebound there. Taylor may have been lucky to avoid a second foul on this possession too. And some contact going out of bounds, and it'll stay on this end. Far out, Jimi Hendrix style.
You cannot beat a good electric guitar national anthem solo. It's the best.
On a Friday night?
On a Friday night.
On Ion? Here we go. Sydney Taylor gonna leak out off the loose ball and get the lefty finish.
Golden State is one of the best teams in the WNBA at taking care of the ball. Teams just don't score points off of their turnovers because they don't give up too many of those opportunities to other teams.
Very disciplined. Shot clock at 8. Zandalicini, did she get hit with the push off that time? Minutes out of J.C. Sheldon today, especially with no Dejanay Carrington. Vandersloot, as always, calmly working around the Cardoso screens. Stevens showcasing her versatility on the perimeter. Got it back to Vandersloot. She'll whip it out late. That should be a 3 for Sheldon. Came up short. Rebound for Thornton, and then a foul. Cardoso doesn't like it.
was an incredible rebound by Kayla Thornton. She's inches on the taller Cardoso.
Averages 5 rebounds per game, just elite rebounding guard in this league. Speaking of elite guards, Tiffany Hayes is checked in for the Valkyries, one of the best in the business off the bench. Williams, tough pull-up, good. Now the Sky can get back to their pace. Quick entry for Cardoso, goes right at Stokes.
Camille Cardoso has to know that the double team is going to come every time she catches the ball in the paint.
Golden State has been an interesting matchup for her in the short tenure, of course, of going to be very important. Even when the doubles come, you've talked to me throughout the season about bigs not necessarily having to pass out of doubles. A 6-2 start for Chicago. It's that pressure again from Williams out high. Cloud was looking for Sheldon, nearly lost it, got it back. Stevens will hoist, well off the mark.
Such an offensive possession, and it started with the backcourt defense of Golden State.
On this end of the floor, it's a slow start for Golden State. 1 of 8 from the field, 3-minute scoring drought, but that comes to an end off the Hayes bucket.
I remember Tip Hayes played really well, 22 points in 17 minutes well.
Came in and changed the game. Sheldon with 8 to shoot here for the Sky. She'll get it back on the return feed. Pretty pass, pretty shot for 3.
And they did a really good job of penetrating kick, or I like to call it punch and kick. So punch the defense and then kick out to open shooters.
Natasha Cloud picked up her 1900th career assist last week on a pass to J.C. Sheldon. Good contest at the rim again there, and a 9-4. In large part due to the pace that Cloud is pushing with. Long 2 this time for Sheldon. Looking confident early, but that one didn't go. Sky had a strong start against New York on Tuesday. 14 assists on their first 20 made field goals against the Liberty. Another strong start today against one of the league's top teams. Williams, top 3, off the iron. This Golden State team takes the highest percentage of 3s in the league, making around 10 per game. Subs at the scores table for them. Cloud, that's what she was doing on Tuesday.
What they did to New York Liberty.
There it is again. Looks like that's going back to the Sky. Shimmy, she's on cloud 9 right now.
Come into today's game.
Thanks, Kalia. That's been a point for the Valkyries throughout the season. One thing they do have, amongst many good things, is the trust that they're never going to fall apart. Natasha Cloud, spot up 3, had a lot of time to drain that.
So to your earlier point, Jason, out of a double team if you're a big. But when you do pass out of a double team, you better find the shooter like Camille Cardoso just did.
Cloud 2 of 2 from 3-point range now. Tip Hayes couldn't knock down that layup. Wanted to foul. Instead, the Sky go back to work. Off to a great start. Cardoso adds on to that great start. Coming against one of the best teams in the league. 17-4 the start for Chicago.
The game plan from Tyler Marsh is obvious to me tonight. They are trying to play as fast as they can. They're trying to score before Golden State can get their quarter-court defense set up. And they're playing inside out.
The Valkyries off to just a 2 of 13 start. 0 of 4 replicating that result, which isn't how Golden State wanted to start on the road today after the loss to Minnesota a couple of nights ago, in which they also got off to a slow start. Janelle Salon averaging 13 a game off the bench, couldn't hit that. Charles the O board though. Now a spin from a meteor in the lane, pirouettes and finishes through contacts. Needed that. See those bench points for Golden State on your screen as they now try to set up a trap in the backcourt. A lot of that coming in part of Tiffany Hayes and Janelle Salon, who have been fantastic this year. Tried to slice through the defense that time to find Koulibaly, instead picked off by Charles. Best defensive team in the league throughout the course of the season, the Valkyries. Burton, a key part of that, gets the rim offensively, and back-to-back and ones for Golden State. This is that mentality, they never go away.
That's exactly right, Jason. This is turn that defensive possession into points on the other end.
Averaging 17 after it was an 11-0 run for the Sky. Great backcourt right now for the Valkyries with Burton and Hayes. There's another deflection, another steal. Averaging just under 8 per game. Salon, pull up on the mid-range, got it. So making an 8-0 Valkyries run after the Sky went on an 11-0 run. The quick counter from Golden State. This is why they have that championship makeup. They don't get
cutting in their movement around, and then they forced a couple turnovers that led to 5 quick points for Golden State.
It was 3 steals late. That's a long 2 from Salon. Off the hands of Charles. It'll go back to the Sky. Rachel Banham and Sydney Taylor on the floor. Williams and Stevens. Valkyries drop back into that zone again. Looking for options. You can tell it's kind of stymied the ball movement of Chicago right now. Long 3 from Taylor, called glass. Natalie Nakase incredulous about something, and a technical foul was called. Banham, it's the free throw.
So, coach strong, and they play hard for one another, but they also play hard for their coach as well.
Hayes, their veteran leader, back to Burton. Float game, couldn't hit. Sky trying to look up, beat that zone down the floor. Then you got a foul called on Burton.
And it's no surprise to me that Tyler Marsh would insert Rachel Banham in the game. I mean, she's Banham Buster, as our colleague Lisa Byington likes to call her, but she's a 3-point shooter.
Vandersloot gonna pull up, mid-range master. Zone buster to mid-range master. It's mid-range. Hayes trying to work her way through Williams. That should be a kickball. It is.
So Chicago's defense, they tried to ice or keep Tip Hayes to a side, not allow her.
To your point of that culture, Burton talked about how they just don't get tired of the little things, drilling everything from training camp still to this day. In practice, Salon's 3 was long. Tired of the little things, drilling everything from training camp still to this day. In practice, Salon's 3 was long, and it'll go back the other way. Golden State off to an uncharacteristic 0 of 6 start from 3-point range now.
In the first quarter, I mean, they're forcing Golden State to beat them in ways other than their primary way of scoring, which is behind the arc.
Banham's 3. Minnesota was able to slow this Valkyries team down from 3-point range on Wednesday. Taylor took that away, then tried to give it to a streaking Vandersloot, but Burton gets it right back. The Sky did a great job on Tuesday of running New York off the 3-point line in the first half. Offensive rebound from Hayes. Couldn't hit on the follow-up. Battle for the rebound. Cardoso lost it. Still battling. Hayes hits the deck. And finally, the call will go back the other way. Both sides playing hard.
Whether she's crashing the glass or diving for loose balls.
Taylor, same spot she hit the last one. This time she knocks it down clean, all net. Called glass on the firsts. She's up to 8 points, 3 of 3.
Free throw attempts.
Caitlin Shen in the game now for Golden State. Her second stint on the floor. Was calling for it, got it off a deflection, got in the lane, couldn't finish. Cloud saw her go down, looking to push right away. Vandersloot patiently picking her way through the defense. Now Cardoso going to stride right at Stokes. Gabby Williams, one of the leaders for this Valkyries team. See if she can help settle them down right now, midway through this second quarter. Thornton, off-ball movement is so good for this Golden State team. This time the Sky again trying to beat Golden State up the floor, and a foul called at the rim.
They're going to call Kia Stokes for on the foul.
Throughout the year, the Sky have 15 points off threes right now. When they can expand the floor, stretch things out. Thanks to players like Rachel Banham, allows you to get into the interior. And right now they're working in transition, inside and outside. Cloud, speaking of outside, knocked down another one.
Natasha Cloud plays so much better at home than she does on the road. This is a different Natasha Cloud than what Golden State saw last week when they faced one another.
That is the 6th three for the Sky. Xanda Lassini still looking to get going. That's that mid-range game of hers. The fading contested. First points this quarter for Golden State. Coming at that 6-minute mark.
That high release by Xanda Lassini.
Vandersloot, the answer in this offensive showcase for the Sky. One of their best halves of the season coming together. Chen worked away from the Stokes screen, and it's going the opposite way.
So, Jason, I know at the beginning of this game, we talked, it's the
like
3 and D.
Switch the graphic
right.
around. The Sky playing one of their best first halves of the season. Not many people expected this tonight. Cardoso got her on board. Couldn't quite get the and one. Let's take a look at the upcoming seeding that is bound to be altered down the stretch. The Valkyries playing for either the 2 or the 1 seed. That's their goal. And Natalie Nicase told us before the game, goal is championship, of course, at the end of the day. Xanda Lassini, another pretty pull-up in the mid-range.
When she's able to get to her spot and rise up, it is almost impossible to block it because of that high release that she has.
Cloud fading, couldn't knock it down. LA earlier this month went 5 of 5 from 3 and was practically unstoppable because that high release, off the dribble, contested, doesn't matter. Chen on the roll game with Stokes. Back to Xanda Lassini, pumps, fires, around and out that time. Under 5 to go in the half. Deep entry for Stevens and a pretty roll.
Courtney Vandersloot sniffed that out the entire Stevens trying to post up, and then just did a good job of organizing her and making sure that she got her the ball.
We've got to give credit to the Sky with how the Valkyries ended the opening quarter. Basically got off to a 17-4 start.
So they did what they didn't over, and they scored off of those turnovers. And Chicago never really recovered from that. They've learned from that, and this is a totally different response that we're seeing from the Sky.
Had a similar storyline on Tuesday for the Sky. Knew the Liberty were going to make a run, but the Sky closed it out as Williams got the deflection. And now Cloud going to try to attack Xanda Lassini. Back to Banham. Response similar to the one they did about this stage of the first quarter.
I think this team is too good and too well coached not to respond.
How about Cloud coming across the lane? That time, uber athletic. Can just feel Cloud's command of this roster right now. Controlling the duties at the point guard spot right now. As Vandersloot gets a breather. Ake is getting set to check in for the Sky. Burton going to check in for the Valkyries. It's Cloud again. Loves getting to the middle for that pull-up. Outlet feed up to Thornton, running, got blocked from behind by Stevens. Such an anchor for this team, even if it isn't offensively. The defense is there, and Natasha Cloud sung her praises after the last game on that end of the floor. Much needed bucket for Golden State.
Well, Azure, she missed some season to start, Jason, because she was coming off of that leg injury, and it was the same thing. Her timing was off a little bit on her shots, but she was still adding value with her effort defensively and on the glass, and I'm seeing some similarities from that after this layoff.
Had some contact down low that resulted in a me here hitting the deck. Of this opening half here in Chicago. We're looking for Cardoso all the way. Get a call that's going to send it during halftime.
I spoke with Director of Player Development David Simon, and the big thing was that they need to be prepared for what the Valkyries are going to do. Chicago is able to shoot more threes than them, and this is obviously a very prolific three-point shooting team. He said they need to be prepared that they are probably going to take a lot more and try to capitalize out on the other side, still wanting to rely on some of their three-point shooting that Chicago's been capable of doing, continuing finding those shots, but also mixing it up a little.
In this lineup, Vandersloot, Taylor, and Cloud all hit threes in that first half. Good ball movement again. We know Stevens can knock them down too. Getting this Valkyries defense shifting. Step back three in the corner. Off the mark. What the Sky want to do. They want to get the defense shifting.
And that's a great example of it. I know Chicago fell short, but the offense actually ended where it started with Courtney Vandersloot.
All 5 players touching the ball too on that last possession for the Sky. They played with pace. That's when they were at their best in the opening half. Taylor averaging 18 per game as a starter. Pretty split of the defense. Couldn't get the floater to drop. The Valkyries got down big against Minnesota. Came back. Burton was a key part of that. Knocks down the 3 there. Looking to do the same this time around, just a couple of days later. They didn't win that game against Minnesota, but came back.
That's how Veronica Burton has evolved as a three-point shooter as Golden State drops back in that zone. She's no longer just catch and shoot. She can shoot off the bounce like what she just did.
Cloud trying to answer. She's 4 for 4 from 3.
She's already matched what she did behind the arc in her last game versus New York, where she was 4 of 8.
Taylor contesting the Zandalicini cut. Will re-enter to Zandalicini. She loves to work in that spot. That's post fade of hers. Here it is, the fade, and got it to go.
You see the way that she created that space, that separation from Sydney Taylor. That's a really good job. Very savvy, very smooth.
She's going to be on Italy's FIBA Cup team. Vandersloot couldn't drain the 3. Burton knocked down a 3 a couple of possessions ago. And the Northwestern alum, now at a different stage, of course, in her basketball career, but back in the purple and black. Game about that shot and how she's able to also attack the closeout when defenders come at her. Don't forget, coming up after Sparks and Sky, the Valkyries in the Sky, join 8. Or takes the 3, just the respect defenses have to give her. Her leadership has been immense for this team this year. She's talked about how the expectations, of course, have changed from year 1 to year 2 on the outside, but the internal expectations have not changed. It's championship or bust is their mentality, and they play hard and pay attention to the details every day. Taylor went down. In
spite of the hot three-point shooting by Chicago, Golden State's going to stay in this zone, and I like it. They are playing percentages. The Dallas Wings waived her, and there was some self-doubt and trepidation that were creeping in, and then you take a look at that graphic that we just showed of what she's been able to do to go from being waived to finishing 9th in MVP voting.
Zandalicini went down pretty hard there. Hope she's okay. It's your operation down low. Zandalicini started to heat up in this game, so Valkyries will take her out. Battle for the board again down low. Got another foul called. 8-point game. Sky have led by 27%, but it's a single-digit game in the second half.
No lead is safe with Golden State because of the way they play defense and because they can knock down threes. They can cut into a deficit in a hurry.
To your point, that Minnesota game, they lost 77-66, but basically held Minnesota to the number that Golden State's been holding teams to all season, which is the best in the league. And Taylor gonna whip it down low, down to Cardoso, who's able to finish.
That's when Chicago has been at their best tonight, when they've been stayed a chance.
Cardoso on double-double watch for possibly the 3rd straight game. And Chen's pass slightly out of control and out of the reach of Thornton, who likes to set up in that corner. So you wonder when we'll see her next. Made an immediate impact tonight. Valkyries have brought in subs as well. Stevens off the give and go. Couldn't get the floater to drop. Salon is one of those players that checked in for Golden State, averaging 13 a game off the bench. Came into today 13 points shy of the most all-time by a reserve in a single season. I haven't found her much today, though. Charles mid-range cloud pushing the pace as per usual. Working with Cardoso, who she loves to operate with on that pick and roll. Ball has touched every hand so far for Chicago on this possession, and Cardoso draws a foul. Hayes doesn't like the call. Nonetheless, we will step aside. A 10-point lead in free throws for Cardoso when we come back. Now word from the shimmy without Dejanay Carrington in the lineup today. So, of course, key element to their bench. Cloud nearly had the steal. Hayes got it back. Little adjustment at the rim. And a foul call.
And that's an unfortunate break for Chicago because that's Golden State. That's what they've done the last 2 seasons is they create their own luck. They create their own opportunities with their activity and by how hard they play. Natalie Nakase and ends up on Golden State Valkyries roster.
She got her 1,000th career assist on Wednesday against the Lynx. Nine-point game. The Valkyries team shooting just 26% on the game, but within single digits here in the second half. Banham in the sky trying to find a way to pull away. Cloud will take and make. She's 5 of 5 from 3. Cloud stays red hot. 12-point lead for the Sky. On the roll, Banham trying to rip it away. Going up and under off the glass. Pretty finish there. Acrobatic in the lane from Amihir.
It's a tough finish by Amihir.
Another one. Sheldon couldn't knock that down to the corner. Hayes like a blur. Opts to whip it out. Charles catch and shoot 3. Right back to a single-digit game we go.
It's a good timeout by Tyler Marsh. A bad shot, an ill-advised shot, a quick shot by Chicago. That's the same as a live ball. What I expected, Jason. I did not think by any means that Chicago was going to walk away with this game just because they built that 21-point lead.
Banham will take the 3 this time. Couldn't hit it. And Salon got fouled.
Starting to settle out of the zone and settle for those 3s again.
Chain all the way to the rim. Couldn't finish. Second chances and 1 for Amihir. She has been big tonight for the Valkyries. Not necessarily one of their go-to scorers on the season. Rest of the way. Meanwhile, the Valkyries have trimmed what was once a 21-point lead down to. This is that championship makeup that they have. They do not go away. Sky started this game off up 17-4. Way back in the opening quarter. A little too much contact down low. They do get down. Hayes with the steal and then got fouled. So again, like you said, Jimmy, she makes things happen. 83% at the stripe on the season. 22 points in that matchup. Knocks down the second free throw.
22 points in 17 minutes.
Yeah. This is the closest the game has been, by the way, since it was 6.
Something to keep an eye on if this game continues to be close is the free throw shooting of both teams. Both teams right now shooting below their season average from the charity line.
6 to shoot. Sheldon squeezed the pass through to Jaquez.
That's the difference of Chicago's offense when they've been successful versus this zone. Not just settling for a 3, but trying to get the ball in the heart of the zone defense.
Salon hasn't hit a 3 today until now. Down the stretch of the third quarter, Valkyries closed out that third quarter 17-3. Now into the fourth we go. A 2-point game. Chicago led by 21 in the opening half. Cardoso trying to get the deep positioning again. Couldn't finish on a tough angle. And a collision, a foul, and it's going to send it back to Golden State here.
Well, Camila didn't score on that field goal attempt, Jason, but I love the effort.
Season, been a key part of this comeback. Chen's done a fantastic job staying poised in year 2 with the Valkyries at that point guard spot. Salon. Amir has really showed up in the big moments as well. Got to the rim again that time. What a game for Amir tonight.
Well, you know she wants to drive left, and that's has to be the scouting report on her. So you want to do everything you can to overplay her left hand, force her right.
Vandersloot had a ton of time to line that up. Big shot for the Sky to get back within 1.
And that
they had 7 in the first half. Oh, the Sky thought they had a clean steal that time. Tyler Marsh goes straight to his bench. There was Chen driving against Vandersloot and got it to go against the veteran.
So that was made possible because there was no help, because Azurá Stevens was occupied by Janelle Salon, who was in the weak side corner. She couldn't come over and help.
Sam Vandersloot slides past Chen, got it to Cardoso, got the bump and the finish. Got loud in here, so you didn't hear the whistle, but there was a call. And an and one opportunity coming up. Things coming off a loss to Minnesota the other night. Lynx, of course, the #1 team in the league. The Valkyries trying to bounce back. They did have a big second half run on Wednesday that wasn't enough. Tonight, they're hoping it's enough. Hayes to the rim, got hit hard. Foul called, and that theme of her making things happen continues.
And emptying the tank, and that's how Natalie Nakase describes Tip Hayes and what she does.
Tempo coverage continuing at 10 p.m. Eastern on ION.
Roll game.
Yep. 2-point game here. To put into context, Golden State has shot under 30% for most of this game, but have a 2-point lead in the fourth quarter, in large part because of their defense. Stevens going up, got the roll.
I love Tyler Marsh putting Azurá Stevens in the middle of the zone and allowing her to go to work.
57-57, Wintrust getting back involved. This crowd at full throat. Salon stepping it back, got hit, and 1! Oh, Janelle Salon does it again.
Contact.
So she gives the Golden State Valkyries now a 2-point lead. Salon 1 point away now from tying that record for most points by a reserve player in a single season. Banham, that was deep! That was really deep!
And that is well within Rachel Banham's range. And Tip Hayes, she knows better than that. She's played against her enough.
Puts the Sky back in front. Salon couldn't answer. Get it to Cardoso this time. Banham open in the corner again. Banham knocks it down again. This crowd really alive now. Sky go back in front by 4. Chen trying to answer, couldn't. Vandersloot might have gotten a piece of that. It's a Banham 6-0 run.
Rachel Banham missed her first three-point attempts of the night. But she didn't care, because shooters, they have very short memories, Jason. And all she needed to do is see one go in.
Shooter shoot.
Shooter shoot.
Gotta love watching Chicago when they have Vandersloot and Cloud on the floor at the same time. Banham tried to go inside that time. Cardoso on the follow-up, no good. Battle for the board on the inside. Valkyries rip it away. Bursting out of the gates here is Hayes. Amir went down. Hayes into the paint. Couldn't finish. Battle for the rebound again. Ripped away. Golden State will reset with Charles against Banham on the baseline. Foul on the interior with 8 on the shot clock.
that the officials are going to be all over it this last 5 minutes, 45 seconds.
Clutch as they come in the final 5 minutes, but on a minutes restriction today, so we're wondering when she would check back in. She is in. Pay attention to those free throw numbers down the stretch, too. Let me hear the steal. She continues. Back to a two-point game.
Caitlin Chen won't get any credit for that on the stat sheet, but she created that turnover because of her pressure on Courtney Vandersloot in the backcourt.
Into the corner, Vandersloot off the iron on the three. Boy, me here in this one is perfect from the field for her 16 points. That shot off the mark, Cloud the rebound. Bursting out of the gates with pace. Lead, feed, Vandersloot to finish. What a game.
That point guard to point guard connection for Chicago is so nice.
And Chen has handled the vast majority of the point guard duties for Golden State in this second half. Salon pumps, fires, couldn't hit. Natasha Cloud talked about after the New York Liberty victory on Tuesday, who's going to land the plane in the clutch moments. We'll see if Chicago can land the plane again tonight. They're up 4 with 4:16 to go into the clutch minutes. What a fun matchup here in Chicago. Cardoso on the catch, couldn't finish.
She left that ball so high that all Camila Cardoso had to do was just go up and get it.
Chen patiently awaiting for the offense to get set up. Got such a wide array of scoring options for this Valkyries team. Charles looking for Salon, tapped away. Cardoso will get the credit there. The Sky won 5 deflections per quarter. They won at least 20 per game that they chart on the bench. Got one there that led to the steal. Looking for Cardoso, slipped out of her hands as she tried to get the positioning. Point in this fourth quarter, they trail by 4 now. Burton taking her way in against Taylor. Back out to Salon, who's heated up in the second half. 5 to shoot, though. Burton had to catch that. 2 to shoot. Deep 3 from Burton. Came up just short. Loose ball, still alive. Amihir's effort came up short. It's going to go back to the Sky.
Use the entire shot clock.
Cloud. Good patience. Over to Taylor. Rounding out. Seen her knock down a number of late game threes this season. And that game winner against the Aces here. Chen had to reach up for that. Out of bounds, and Sky will take back over possession.
Awarded that to you.
I always appreciate your awards. Cloud on the pull-up. She loves the mid-range game. Well off the mark that time, though. Looks like they got a foul call here.
To shoot threes where they're struggling from behind the line. Only
were just 13 of 20 prior to that free throw, but Salon clean at the free throw line there. Points in a single season by a reserve player. 458 was the record. So now on this end, the Sky look to answer. Got another call here against Chicago. And the Sky bench really doesn't like this one. And Amihir able to jump up and get that back to Chen. Now they'll have a chance to tie or take the lead on this possession. Hayes, so clutch, so confident in her game in these moments. There she is again, tying it up at 65.
Job of taking advantage of a smaller defender, backing her down and scoring.
Taylor, is it Taylor time in Chicago? Came up short, tapped out. And this will go the opposite way. Burton working against Vandersloot again. See if they go to Hayes. She'll work away from the screen from Hayes. Go up, blocked by Stevens. Loose ball. Gonna stay on this end with 4.6 on the shot clock, 1:16 to go tonight. Would be their largest comeback in their brief franchise history. 4 to shoot, though, here for Chen. Looks up, sees it, hoists, Chen. Oh! Caitlin Chen knocks down the clutch 3 to give the Valkyries the lead.
There is a reason why the Valkyries have one of the highest scoring benches in the league.
Cloud pumps, got hit on the way up. The bench has been lucrative for Golden State. That was a 7-0 Golden State run. As Cloud hits the free throw. Goes 2 for 2.
And she's even better at home. She shoots 91% from the line at home.
Under a minute to go, Shim. 1-point game. It's been a battle tonight. This crowd trying to implore their team to a stop. Chen says, why not again? Caitlin Chen, back-to-back clutch buckets for Golden State. Caitlin Chen putting on a show down the stretch. Freeze in this game if they were to try to tie it. Cloud turns the corner, lost her footing, got it back. Vandersloot over to Taylor. Taylor for the tie, got it! This building erupts. Taylor time again in Chicago. They're on their feet in the tie game with 24 seconds to go. Chen sizing up Vandersloot. Caitlin Chen came up short. Vandersloot balletic balance to try to stay in bounds. And did Tyler Marsh get a timeout? Looks like he did with Darren Burton. Taylor gonna size her up. 5 to go in the game. Taylor stepping it back for the win. Sando comes out on top. A Taylor game winner, 73-70.